Hi everyone, I'm Doug Dunbar with CBS 11 News. I would like to welcome you to a very special place here in North Texas. This wide open ranch is home to just about everything you'd expect on property like this. You got hay and wildlife and barns, but it's the horses like Rocky here that make this place extra special. Rocky's a therapy horse, and this is Rocky Top Therapy Center. And this place can get pretty busy. On an average week, there are some 250 to 300 children and adults with special needs who'll fill the various riding areas around Rocky Top, each of them with their own set of life's challenges. Words and phrases like autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, they're all spoken here. This is a very special place that's doing very special work all through these trained horses, therapists, volunteers, and counselors. So stay with us, because over the next half hour, we're going to take you behind the scenes here at Rocky Top, show you the amazing work that is being done here that is literally changing lives. And when we talk about telling the story of Rocky Top, there is no better place to begin than on the right trail.
I'm ready, buddy.
When you have a child that young telling you they want to die, they want to go to heaven, they have no reason to live anymore. I mean, as a parent, you go into panic mode, and it's paralyzing. It affects everybody, the entire family.
That is the stunning reality for Stephanie Feuerbacher, who has had son Taylor in the Right Trail program at Rocky Top Therapy Center for 2 years now. Taylor was diagnosed with ADHD at age 5. He was also diagnosed bipolar with deep and severe mood swings. And after countless other avenues to find help, it was these special horses at Rocky Top that had an almost immediate impact.
1 to 2 weeks, I saw a huge change in Taylor's behavior.
This place is just awesome.
14-year-old Taylor is just one of the nearly 250 kids between 8 and 14 years old who take part in Rocky Top's annual camps called Right Trail.
All right, I'm going to be right here beside you. Whenever you're ready, you're going to say walk on.
Walk on.
Here, master's-level counselors use the unconditional acceptance from these trained therapy horses to reach these youngsters who are often working through difficult emotional and social challenges.
Horses don't have the biases like we do, like most humans do. Can you scoot up on him on just a little bit? So they have an opportunity to build a relationship of trust, which takes time with horses as it does with humans.
But the ultimate goal here is to translate this
back to school, back to home, and give them an opportunity to practice those same skills that they learn here with their horse at home, at school. Breathe in, breathe in.
Chris Covington is one of Rocky Top's soft-spoken counselors who uses trust as the foundation for change in each child he works with.
There you go.
Good
Nice.
job.
Thank you for your suggestion.
The easy manner he uses on the children helps them express their feelings more freely.
Yeah, I don't want him to run anymore.
He's not going to run. We're just going to watch him.
I was scared he would go like really fast and I would trip and fall over.
But what happened?
He kind of stayed still and he knew he was here and trusted me.
He trusted you.
Yeah.
And you trusted him in the end, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
There are a number of elements to Right Trail therapy, and painting the horses is a big one. To an outsider, may look like nothing more than splotches of paint slopped on with playful hands.
We need more red.
You need more red?
Yeah.
To a counselor, though, it's often an avenue to the child's soul if you listen close enough.
I painted eyes because without the eyes, he couldn't see, right? And I painted the sun because without the sun, he wouldn't be able to be warm. And I painted us because without us, he wouldn't be alive.
I draw a horse and with the angel ring because he's a god, and I also draw the big heart because I love him so much.
A big part of the traditional medical world is now advocating what's happening here at Rocky Top and other therapy centers like it, a largely unexplained phenomenon that happens between rider and horse.
Can you walk with your horse? Or are you going to walk in front of your horse? There you go.
But between that intangible and input from counselors, children with sometimes serious emotional challenges are now on a path to learning about understanding, commitment, communication, and trust. And taking those skills back home makes a world of difference in their daily lives.
Have you seen a dramatic difference from where he was to him at home now?
Yeah, it's night and day. It's night and day.
Boy, they have had a lot of success with the Right Trail program. It has changed thousands of lives over the last couple of decades. And when we look back, it's interesting to find a young man at the time from Keller, one of the very first participants in this program. His name is Lauren Walden. Today, Lauren is an officer in the North Richland Hills Police Department, but he will readily tell you that he started out on a very different path until the folks over at Rocky Top changed the direction of his life.
It's a wonderful place out here, and I know that if I hadn't come out here to do and gone through everything I did out here, I don't want to think of where I'd be right now. I'm sure I'd be on the other side of my job, so on the bad side of it.
Coming up in just a little bit, you're going to hear a whole lot more from Lauren, and he will talk in detail about a new program here at Rocky Top that is designed for a different set of North Texans who are in need right now. I'm talking specifically about sailors, soldiers, airmen, and Marines, all returning from combat duty. But first, it's the goal of Rocky Top that no rider be turned away for financial reasons. But the extensive therapy riding operation, which has more than 50 horses, is an expensive proposition. Coming up next, we're going to have a closer look at the annual event that helps Cowtown live up to its name, but also helps raise a lot of money to keep turning lives around. Welcome back, everyone, to Horses, Healing, and Hope. Here at Rocky Top, operating the Right Trail program or any of the other various riding therapy programs that they offer, it costs a lot of money. Rocky Top operates on an annual budget that tops $1 million, and some of that money clearly goes for feeding and grooming and training horses and vet bills as well. But a lot of that money goes to scholarships, which are given out to many of those who have the need but don't have the ability to pay. Those scholarships alone account for roughly 80% of all the participants in programs here at Rocky Top. Raising the money, especially in this economy that we're in right now, is the never-ending challenge. But fortunately, the one big fundraiser that Rocky Top does each and every year is not only successful, it is now a tradition in the Fort Worth stockyards. Every year, Rocky Top Therapy Center rallies North Texas cowboys and cowgirls for a one-of-a-kind event. The annual Great Trail Drive is a trip down the dusty old West Memory Lane and a critical fundraiser for Rocky Top Therapy Center.
What Rocky Top does is something that everybody in Texas ought to know about.
The day begins bright and early.
Come this way.
In Fort Worth. Horses arrive by the dozens, saddles are adjusted, and there are lots of smiles to go around, partly because the barbecue pit is warming up for an old-fashioned chuck wagon lunch, but mostly because the spirit of helping those who need it most is in the air.
It's uplifting to be involved with Rocky Top.
Gary Fickus has been a volunteer and board member for Rocky Top for 15 years and has long been part of the Great Trail Drive. This annual event raises awareness of the project as well as awareness of the volunteer effort needed to serve the needs of so many, from young children to adults, who deal with a wide range of physical and emotional challenges.
And when you understand the magnitude of the volunteerism that goes into making that program work, it's really remarkable what all they do.
Come on, cattle!
The Great Trail Drive includes riding along with the famous Longhorns right through the Fort Worth stockyards. With each click of those metal horseshoes, money is being raised for physical and psychological therapy sessions at Rocky Top. As each rider passes by, Money is being raised to fund educational and counseling services for kids at risk as well as adults. It's a scene that plays out year after year in the famous stockyards. And it's an especially heartwarming event for 13-year volunteer Norman Burgess, who tries to make sure everyone here leaves with the perspective of those who benefit from Rocky Top therapy, from the dollars raised during the Great Trail Drive.
All these other things that in the rest of their world don't necessarily invite them, whereas the horse does invite them. The people that they're around, it's an equal playing ground. It's not where somebody at the supermarket or somewhere else looks at them a little bit differently. Here they look down on people rather than everybody else looking down on them.
The Great Trail Drive requires a lot of horsepower and manpower. In fact, dozens of volunteers spend 2 days wrangling all of the horses for the trail drive. But that's just once a year. Over at Rocky Top, a staff of some 300 volunteers donate their time to tack and groom horses and work with the riders during all the therapy sessions. They'll tell you that they receive much more than they give.
It's so exciting to see when they grow, how they grow and when they grow, and it's a good feeling no matter what the weather is out here. Like it's cold today, but it's a good feeling when you leave. Just knowing that you maybe in a little way help somebody just by walking a horse or walking with them, and it just makes you feel good when you drive home.
The volunteers are not all expert horsemen and horsewomen, at least they didn't start out that way. All new volunteers complete a thorough orientation before they ever start working with the horses and the riders. And they come from all walks of life, but they have one thing in common. They all want to make a difference.
I lost my sister on September 11th, and she did a lot of volunteer work, and I just kind of wanted to make her proud that I was doing something for other people.
Coming up next on Horses, Healing, and Hope, it's the story of Jacob and Jared, 2 little boys who were given very little chance of even surviving after birth. Wait until you see them now. Welcome back, everyone. The Rocky Top Therapy Center is certainly home to a lot of success stories, but there's one in particular that really exemplifies the great work that is going on here right now, and that is the story of Jacob and Jared, 2 little boys who have seen extraordinary changes in their lives, all because of these horses. Kristen Henry's 9-year-old twin sons have dodged more medical bullets than anyone should ever have to face.
Both had strokes at birth. Did ventilator for 9 weeks plus an ICU for months at a time.
Jacob and Jared were born at 26 weeks, dangerously early and just 2 pounds each. There was a laundry list of life-threatening problems: cerebral palsy, lung, heart, orthopedic, even neurological issues. Kristen and the family were called countless times to their bedsides to say goodbye, but the boys never left. At 3 years of age, they weren't walking. And at 4, Jared was paralyzed from the shoulders down because of an allergic reaction to medicine. Kristen Henry had the boys in literally every kind of rehabilitation and therapy program that one can imagine. But then one day, completely out of the blue, someone pointed out the ranch that sits down there at the far end of this long dirt driveway, and the horses.
I'm trying to put together in my mind this crazy 3 to 4 years of not even knowing if your kids are going to live. And then somebody says, hey, bring them out, throw them on a horse. Everything's going to get a lot better. I mean, what are you thinking at first, really, when you
I'm thinking they're crazy, the asthma, the lung, everything that they have, and I'm thinking, okay, we can't even hardly sit up, and you want me to put my kid on a horse?
Rocky Top Therapy Center in Keller.